Okay, so let's get into manufacturing. And I'm going to talk about manufacturing, particularly from my experience at Native and how I thought about this. When we were small, we were trying to buy plastic components for our deodorant. And we're like, how do we buy these plastic components? And, we talk to people and they're like, you have to order 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 plastic components. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do with 5,000 of these things? Like, where am I going to store them? What happens if this business doesn't work? I got to throw all this stuff in the garbage. I'm not going to buy 5,000 of these things.
Yeah.
So I Googled, and there was this company called SKS, which sells plastic components to people who are basically selling on Etsy or other suppliers. They sell them for a huge markup. Imagine paying 60, 70 cents for maybe even more than that. It might have been $1 for a plastic component for deodorant. But they're like, look, we'll sell you 10, we'll sell you 50. We'll give you some price breaks as you buy more. But if you're buying 5,000, probably don't buy from us. Go buy from somebody else. Like, it's almost like it's not a Shopify site, but it's like a Shopify site when that you just add how many ever you want and then they'll ship them. You don't need to talk to a sales agent or anything like that. It's all self-serve, which is unique in this type of business because you just generally don't have usually when you're at scale, there's a sales agent that you have to talk to and price quotes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, sometimes on WeChat. So when we started, we were using SKS. We were probably buying them for 60 or 70 cents a unit, buying them in about 100 or 500 unit increments. Then we graduated and we're like, okay, we're going to get more. We're ready to buy 5, 25,000, 50,000 at a time. And we started looking for other suppliers that would give us price breaks, but that had probably longer lead times. And at this level, you probably still aren't able to get custom components. Mm-hmm. So we talked to a few different people. One was called Intrapack, which I believe was based in Pennsylvania. And then there was one Canadian company whose name I don't remember anymore. And we'd order from these guys.
And question, at this time, this was first below the first 1,000 deodorants?
The SKS was the first, was the first 10.
Got it. And were you in the mindset of, I just need to get components to make this thing and see if I can sell it?
Yes.
Or I need to make sure my cogs are really dialed
No,
up?
yeah.
Okay.
I was basically like, let's see if this business works.
Okay.
And I'd rather spend $1 on a piece of plastic than 50 cents on a piece of plastic and then find out this business doesn't work. And I've sold, now I've got a bunch of extra plastic sitting at home collecting dust. I don't know what to do with this. And I've wasted an extra $1,000. I wasn't ready to pay an extra $1,000 and believe in the business yet.
Right.
In fact, that was a theme in my entire career, which is a big mistake. But in any case, then we graduated to Intrapack and Precision, I believe it was. And they reduced their prices a bunch for us. So we dropped from 70 cents to 50 cents. I remember what happened in 2016, February happened. And I was like, okay, we need 25,000. And they're like, okay, the lead time went from 6 weeks to 18 weeks or 12 weeks. And I was like, what? The lead time is 6 weeks. We have 8 weeks of components. We can't wait 12 or 18 weeks. And they're like, yeah, we just have a lot of people ordering from us right now. And I was like, when did this happen? You got to tell people if your lead time is doubled. And what I realized, what happened was that Chinese New Year was happening. And so all of these people who usually placed orders in China were like, oh, I forgot to place my order or things are in trouble. So I'm going to use the guy in America or in Canada. And so these guys in America and Canada booked up. And so, then we started, there's this company called McKernan that has clearance. Let's say you ended up buying 5,000 deodorant components and you could only sell 1,000 and you have 4,000. You sell them to McKernan for 3 cents each and they sell them for 15 cents each. And they're like, hey, do you want to buy from us? We'll sell them to you for cheap. And they were garbage components. And I was like, even at free, I wouldn't take these garbage components.
Yeah.
And so we just had to keep looking for other places. And I don't even remember how we solved that issue. I think we ordered as much as we could from SKS, as much as we could we were just begging everybody. Finally, we got to the scale where we were using a Chinese supplier. And I went out to China and looked at to see these guys manufacturing our components. And it was the most impressive facility you've ever. It makes every American facility look like dog shit.
Really?
I'm just like, these guys have spent so much money in CapEx. They need a new machine or a new mold. They need a new mold. They're not like, hey, this mold is going to cost you money. They're like, we believe in your business. We're willing to put our money where our mouth is. Our mold is cheaper than the one in America because we're in China, but we're going to buy the mold tomorrow. And we're going to have it ready to go in a week if you're going to order these deodorant components from us. Or even if you think you will, let us put our money where our mouth is and show you that we're invested in this business.